Everyone, I am finishing up my makeup. I've used pretty much all Pharmacy except for the eyeshadow primer is Morphe shade Airplay. I like to use primer before powdered eyeshadow, makes it more pigmented and lasts longer. I am finishing skincare and then the rest of my face. I just did the Calendula face mask and now I want to do Lumi Radiance Brightening Eye Cream. It's good for dark circles, sunspots, freckles. I'm using my ring finger. It's more gentle. And I don't need a whole lot. So this is more gentle. This is all delicate area. Ring finger uses less pressure than the index finger. Now I have tea tree face cream. Tea tree is good for couple skin. And then Calendula moisturizer. I'll switch to the Aqua soon. This one, Calendula, is good for dry, sensitive skin. Don't forget your neck, under your chin, under your jaw. It's all important. Bring it down. I'm gonna let them soak in, take effect, and then I'll finish up my face makeup. So I used the Gorgeous Rose Dune eyeshadow palette and a mono single eyeshadow palette on most of the lid. This was Baby Cakes. It's just continued Rose Dune eyeshadow palette. Pretty much has similar colors to what I put on my lid. So all this crease transition is all Rose Dune. Absolutely gorgeous. One of my number one favorite palettes. It's gorgeous. I'm gonna put on primer in a second. I was just shaking the foundation. So primer is after moisturizer, before the foundation. Smooth fine lines and wrinkles, make your makeup last longer. They have strobe illuminating. I don't personally put primer everywhere. So this one is shiny. That's what it's called. Strobe illuminating. So you do it in a downwards motion. So I don't want to be shiny everywhere. So I choose here, here, and here. There is Blur primer, which is matte. You don't want to be shiny, iridescent-y. And then let this soak in for a little bit. The primer before you apply foundation. I've got CC. Sometimes I use a brush. Sometimes I don't. Make sure you move it this way so you're getting it in all the way. I like a full coverage look, so when I do use a brush, you want to stipple it on for the full coverage look when you use the brush. If you don't want it to full coverage using a brush, then you would swipe it back and forth. I personally don't underpaint, so I do foundation and then blush and all that once foundation is on. I have some blemishes, so that's why I'm leaving some spots. I'm letting it soak in on some blemishes. This foundation is pretty much medium to full coverage. Don't forget to put it under your jaw, under your chin. You want to match your neck color with foundations. Because, like, okay, if you're going outside during especially spring and summer, and your chest might be darker than your neck getting hit with the sun, so you don't wanna have your face looking matching your chest while your neck is another color, unless you're bringing it all down and then matching your neck, and but make sure you match your neck, especially if you're not gonna bring it all the way and match your chest color, if your chest color is different than your neck color, and, like, lighter if it's darker than your neck color. And so when you are matching for foundations and you don't know your shade, take what you think is closest to your shade. Like I'm light, so I would take like numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 and put swatches. Let it soak in for a couple minutes and then see whatever is matching and look in sunlight. That helps to see the best color as well as looking in the sunlight once it's dried down and having like 3 or 4 swatches of colors. So don't use like your here match, bring it here, bring it to your neck. You wanna know what's matching your neck. Okay, so that's foundation I am letting an area still soak in. I'm going to take setting powder. This one is translucent, loose setting powder. Does come in a solid form. I want to set because I have a pencil on. It doesn't matter what I use. It will potentially smudge on me. So got brush number 11, blending brush, setting powder, And it's white, and it will blend in. And it kind of gives you an awake look. So I'm just setting. And I'm gonna do a lip product, so just a little bit here. I'm gonna use a lip plumper. So if you have issues of things bleeding down, bleeding up, bleeding down into fine lines, setting powder is very, very helpful to help prevent it as much as possible. You can even put some on your lips as well. I have an issue of some lip products that like to end up bleeding into fine lines, so the powder helps. And this has gone wonky on me. I'm gonna grab a blush. Oh, this maybe okay, good. It figures itself out. I've got Cool Queen Powder Blush and a blush brush, number 2. And I'm stippling. I don't wanna wipe back and forth. I don't wanna wipe off what's on already, so I'm stippling. I like somewhat of a more lifted look. I don't do the apples, so here I start into the temples, into the hairline. So this is bringing color back to my face. So that was Cool Queen blush. And it does have a mirror here. I just haven't taken the protective layer off. Magnetic, open and close. So easy to open and shut. I am gonna put this on after, but I am gonna use lip plumper, and I might do some pretty glowy glowy peptide lip balm vanilla over it to give it some color. So this is lip plumper. It does have a slight tingling feeling and slightly plumps. I don't do needles, so I'd rather do a makeup product for any plumping. Peptides are good for mature skin. I also will do time lacquer setting spray once this is all on. Couple sprays from far away. I'm going to grab a highlighter. Highlighting is done to draw attention to certain parts of your face. In my personal opinion, less is more. I'm doing here to draw attention to my lips that I'm gonna do. So I just pick a couple areas. I don't highlight my nose. I don't like the look, in my personal opinion. I don't want a shiny nose. So I like to draw attention to my lips and my eyes. So like you could do here, the tear ducts, C shape, or just partial. So that's my personal opinion. Less is more. It's the point of it is to draw attention to a certain part of your face. So if it's literally loaded everywhere, there's no focal point. So you want, personally, in my opinion, just a couple areas. Okay. So this is Framboise Lip Plumper. It's discontinued, but there are other lip plumpers available. This is a gorgeous pink one. It is soft. I don't think I'm gonna add the lip plumper, I'm gonna leave it as is, and, I have a drink near me, so I don't want to spray setting sprayer and drink it, so I will be using that though. Just I'll do it the other one. This is all funky again. So it's with this trying to get it to not be blurry so you can see my finished look. Of course, well, I'm gonna take a photo so I can post it as you can see, but this is my pretty much final look. I just have to do my bangs, fix my hair. If you love makeup, beauty, follow. Take care. Oh, there we go. Now you can see it. So this is my final look. Take care.